What's up, you guys? Godzilla fan freaks coming at you today with another figure review. And today we are going to be taking a look at the Mega Heat Ray Godzilla from Playmates. This is the other figure in their Mega figure lineup for Godzilla x Kong, the New Empire. And must I say again, Playmates, you knocked it out of the park with this one. I've enjoyed your Mega figures from Godzilla vs. Kong and from the New Empire. They are just fantastic. They are well worth the wait. I think they're the last figures in the line to come out, like when they come out with figures from the Godzilla films and Legendary Monsterverse films. They seem to come out with, like, you know, your basic kind of 6-inch type figures, and then they do some differences with those, and then they come up with kind of the giant ones, and then they kind of go back to kind of a more medium size, and then they have the mega ones that are down the line. There's like a few different scale size lines within Playmates itself, but in my opinion, the mega figures are the cream of the crop, and they are worth the wait. They're solid looking collectibles. You know, granted, they are still toys at the end of the day. Again, as a kid, I would have loved these, so they are definitely appealing to the right market. And even as an adult, again, I love it. Otherwise, why would I have bought it? This is another fantastic Godzilla release by Playmates. I just got to say that. Now, it's just beautiful. I mean, again, I want to say I really liked Godzilla Evolved a little more than I expected myself to, especially after seeing the movie. I was like, you know what? I kind of dig the pinkish purplish look and you know, the whole explanation behind it. Again, Godzilla x Kong, the New Empire, turn off your brain, just loads of fun throughout that entire movie. It's just fantastic. Let's dive right on into this review with paint. Paint on this figure, Godzilla, of course, is you're sporting that classic, you know, darkish grayish charcoal look, as well as there might even be a little bit of blue mixed in there, because Godzilla does give off just a little bit of blue, I feel like, as well. On the chest, again, you have much lighter grays that are very nice but subtle. Teeth, very nice, you know, kind of like bone ivory white color. Inside the mouth, you do have painted gums and tongue. And then for his claws on his hands and his feet, again, you have a more of like a grayish brown color for both of those. And then finally, all this pink throughout his body. So on his elbows here, his back dorsal spines. Now this here is a very nice translucent piece because there are lights with this figure. So very nice translucent plastic here for these middle section of spikes, and then these other spikes going all the way down to the very tip of the tail. Absolutely, absolutely wonderful. Absolutely wonderful color all the way around. Again, they're nothing crazy, but for the price point and what they are, these are actually pretty good collectibles, in my opinion. These mega figures are worth the pickup. Now, let's take a zoom on in here to Godzilla really quick, and let's take a look at all the wonderful detail. So Godzilla's got all this wonderful detail throughout his skin. Just all the scales and the bumps and everything. Even in the hands, you know, all this sculpting and etching into the sculpt. Just looks beautiful. I have his hands kind of turned underwards, you know, so like he's roaring, basically, just to give him that effect. Again, look at all the detail in these spines. I mean, just the translucency really gives off that sculpting, and it's actually very well done. All the spikes going down the tail, very nicely jagged, rigided. You have these more kind of like Stegosaurus type spikes coming out each side of the tail here for Godzilla. Very nicely well done. Again, all the detail in the skin going all the way down to his feet. Wonderfully well done. His feet are hollow, just like Kong's were. But again, just wonderful, beautiful detail in this figure. for what it is. Again, it's not like X Plus or anything like that, but for what they are, again, these are well worth the pickup. Let's back that camera back out. All right, articulation on this guy. So his arms, you can move them up, down, back. They are also kind of like on a ball joint, so you can get some like rotation and pivot out of the shoulders. Nothing in the elbows. Arms, of course, will rotate around. The mouth doesn't really have any articulation. It just has a set spring, because again, that will go into effect when you press the button, which is here on his side. Legs just kick out, nothing in the knees, nothing else to like pivot or whatnot. So his legs just kick out and back, nothing crazy. There is a swivel at the knee, or not the knee, the ankle. And then his tail is also on a ball joint, which when you do get this figure, it comes in 2 parts. So you have to put it together, but it is very easy. No hair dryer required. So that about does it for articulation on this guy. I'm trying to think what's the best way to do this, because now that we're dealing with Godzilla, this is going to get a little more difficult than the Kong review last video. All right. Well, I guess I better show off the Gimmick first, right? Before we go into like a scaling. So Gimmick, kind of like the last Godzilla that came out for Godzilla vs. Kong, it's a Mega Heat Ray Godzilla, so he kind of has the same name. But versus that Godzilla had like a projectile that you could load into his mouth and would shoot out when you press the button, and also had lights. This one has like a humidifier effect, you know, to where it comes with a little droplet, here it is, that you can take off this part of Godzilla's head here with these spines. It's easy to remove. You just drop some water in there, slap it back on. And then what's also really nice about this figure that I want to say is that they even included a replacement part for when this one kind of goes out, because sponges deteriorate over time. And so this here is a replacement like sponge unit reservoir for the head. So that way you have something. That's nice that they gave you that part, you know, to extend the life of this figure. So, you know, and I think all you would really need would be that plastic part, and you could even probably end up cutting your own sponges after you get done with the other one that they added here for the replacement, and just, you know, reload a little bit of sponge every time, because I think that's all you need. But just like the last Mega Heat Ray Godzilla, this guy, nice light up effect, and, you know, misting effect through the mouth that may or may not show up on camera. So let's see here. Oh yeah, there it is. Beautifully well executed. I wish that the light up itself would be on a little longer, because that is the only thing that is a little different. Is the other Mega Heat Ray Godzilla, which I'll bring up in a minute, the light effect I want to say is better, and it lasts longer. This they keep really short and sweet, and you have 3 different sound effects. And my favorite, in opinion, is the roaring one. So it's like, let me get his arms back to the way I had them here. So, really cool gimmick, in my opinion. It's fun. I'm having a lot of fun with it, and you know, you can't beat it. So now, for comparison, here is the other Mega Heat Ray Godzilla from Godzilla vs. Kong. So you get to see the differences between sculpt and everything like that. Articulation, I want to say, is pretty much the same. Tail, a lot more stubbier on this one, but it makes sense because, again, this is evolved Godzilla. But even with the light and sound effects, so let me show you guys this one if I could find the button on the other side here. There it is. And you see how it stays on for just a little bit before it ends up going out versus how quickly this one is. So now let me get them both at the same time. And see, his already starts going off. And then his is still on. And then goes off. So, again, to me, I do like this one just a little bit more just because the gimmick lasts a little bit longer. Because then trying to get like a nice picture or photograph of this guy can be a pain in the butt because you got to be kind of quick. Versus this guy, you have a few minutes to get the cool light up effect in the picture. But I do like the misting. I do like the misting effect. I will say that is executed beautifully with this figure. Absolutely very, very well done. And so there you go, you guys. Again, if you get into more scaling with like Bandai figures or anything like that, they're probably going to come up to, you know, thigh-ish mid area here for the Godzillas. So, you know, that's what you're looking at for scale. But it is cool to see these mega figures, you know, side by side. And I don't even think I can really fit them in here too much, but it's like, of course they're going to be closer to the camera, but then, you know, you have the Kongs and everything else. So, you know, one big happy mega family. Again, these figures are very well worth the pickup in my opinion. You can find them at Target, I believe. So just check your local stores online. The websites and stock counts can be pretty reliable in my opinion, with just some past experiences. And with that, you guys, I think that about wraps it up for this review. So I hope you enjoyed today's review on Playmates Mega Heat Ray Godzilla. We are Godzilla Fan Freaks. Please comment, like, and subscribe. Don't forget to like and follow Godzilla Fan Freaks over on Facebook as well as Instagram. Atomic blast that like button, atomic blast that notification bell, all those great things. And like always, you guys, we are Godzilla Fan Freaks, and we will see you in the next video. Thank you for watching.